Good morning, good afternoon, good day. It's Victor Guyton. I'll be speaking to you today about Leading from the Outside by Stacey Abrams. This is my short report for Communication Aviation Management. Stacey Abrams is a guidebook for the minority leader. It's an insider's track, fast track on some of the things that she's learned. A few key points that I liked, that I thought were quite critical in the book that gravitated to me was in the subjects dare to do more, fear the otherness, fear and otherness, correction, hacking and owning your opportunities, mentors, key point, mentors, work life Jenga. We all know the balance of work versus life, the pool. She gave some very interesting points about that. But one of the first things we want to focus on was from humility to destiny. And the Dare to Do More chapter talks more about the focus on having the desire for more. First, we have to desire more. A lot of people are not even accustomed to more, can't even fathom the thought of having more. Well, it starts first with desiring more, having big dreams. The old adage, shoot for the moon, you fall amongst the stars. The next one I found quite interesting was difference is not necessarily disqualification. She focuses on points to show the difference in the system, how to navigate the system, how we have to figure out how to go about things in a different light. Dr. points out the uniqueness of herself and other minorities. She makes it plain that there are ways to get around the differences, but the differences are not to be negated. Key point that I noticed that she focused on, she said white males have an end. They're just working on the means to that end. And then also talked about the strategies. You have to be covert. Reference a lady how her inside track was the janitorial staff, the people that overheard things being said. Sometimes you need to have a inside man. Sometimes you have to have an alternate mode of entry. She spoke on a lady that had to reach out to her friends and different avenues just to get inside. When I got my job, Tinker Air Force Base, I had to reach out to multiple people. It took me 5 years just fast networking, and just came from a friend of a fish tank guy. The wife worked out there engineering, doors opened. Sometimes we just have to look for alternative entryways. But we also have to understand that in mentor section, there's many different types of mentors, many masters. We have to know who's who in the zoo. Different mentor relationships have different statuses. They have different types of relationships. You can't go to a certain mentor for all your questions. They might have specific critical elements that you focus on when you deal with them. You can have multiple mentors. Respect the relationships, respect the positions that they hold in your life. And as we talked about the balance, the work like Jenga, we know that, there's actually no actual balance there. The author of the book, she's very goal orientated. Somewhat intimidating me to see all her progress, her tenacity, her stick to itness, her overcoming adversities. We also have to have time to commit to ourselves. So we have to prioritize things to recognize what's more important. Sometimes, I always quantify versus qualify. Qualify versus quantify. What's more important? Things that you can't put money on is more important to me. But she talked about all those things she had to go through. In the conclusion, the Lead from the Outside is the handbook for outsiders. The author top points out the challenges that people have, various races, ethnicities. She takes us through her political climb, her race for the gubernatorial race, and Miss Abrams, her expertise in the nonprofit side, the business profit side. She gives guide roads, a roadmap to be successful. She's done this. She's navigated. She's done it. Different races, different genders, and different classes. My overview: this book is a must read for any minority desiring leadership position. I've read this book. It's very mind-boggling to me to hear firsthand accounts of how the business world works. So I just think that it gave some great points on how to be successful, and I'd highly recommend it. Thank you.